Hello there and welcome back to another exciting episode of That's Park Place. My name is Vash Guy and I am here with the amazing Jonas J. Campbell, but we need help for this story in a big way, and that's why we got help from WW Pro. Hello there, Pro. How are you doing today, sir?
Hi, howdy, how are you? Let's get going. The party's ready to get started.
Yeah,
absolutely.
If you want to get to the beginning of this video, you're going to have to skip to the 45-minute mark, though.
Oh, man. Well, at least when you do that, click the like button, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell so all is swell, and you'll get to know when, there's some more stuff on the way.
Absolutely. I love that, bro. I love how you started that out. And Jonas, you're exactly right, because I've got a little story to tell before we get into this. I met up with a cast member on one occasion while I was visiting the Disney parks. And, they were fans of the channel. They were like, hey, love your work over there at That Park Place. And I said, hey, I do appreciate it. And he's like, well, you don't get everything right. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, hang on here. We strive for accuracy. We strive for the truth, obviously.
Vash said, step back for a minute. We've been accused of a lot of things in our time. We've been accused of being kooky, spooky, and even Chinese. But by golly, we've never been accused of being anything but accurate.
Yes. Well, I really wanted to know, hey, was there something that we could improve on? And they were like, yes. What you're reporting as far as wait times go and the accuracy of them. Because I think we had said before that look, there have been inaccurate wait times, maybe overinflated wait times, and we posited that, you know what, there are many ways to sell Lightning Lane. That might be one of them, okay?
There are many ways to get your Lightning Lane calculations.
And after that, I was like, okay, you know what? We'll go ahead and we will strive for accurate reporting, one. And if something egregious actually happens, well, we will cover it. In this case, something did. Here you go from Disney Scoop Guy right here on X. Guardians of the Galaxy has a posted wait time of 45 minutes, and it said 80 minutes when we got into the queue. And it took less than 7 to make it into the pre-show. He also clarified as well that 25 minutes and 29 seconds after getting in the queue, we got off the ride. A major win. So that includes not just the queue that he experienced before the pre-show, but also the pre-show and the queue thereafter.
It's not doing it for... sorry, Vash. I know you tried hard. I know this is a video people want to watch. I'm not into this. I'm going to bail, because if you tell me the minutes and the seconds, but not the milliseconds, really, what kind of journalism is Matt, Disney Scoop Guy, up to? I mean...
Just giving me going there for a second.
Just giving me the minutes and the seconds that you waited between, going in the pre-show. Come on, Matt, step it up, dude. Get like an Olympic. I need an atomic clock for you to take in there on your backpack into the Guardians queue.
He included the milliseconds with his screenshot right here, Pro.
I stand corrected. Hold on, guys. I got to issue an official apology. I've been handed a paper from Sonny Hostin's attorneys. Matt, I am hereby and Heather Moore and thenceforth apologetic and standing in awe of your calculation of fine. You have been defying Disney expectations for decades, and we truly grovel at your punctuality and knowing down to the very millisecond how long it took.
And I really do hope your battery got charged.
Yes, the 37 there. It's hard to keep your battery up all day long, Jonas, when you're having to deal with the app every single day while at Disney. Rats. But I look at this and I go, how could it be this off? Now, look, I understand. I get it. Things happen. Queues change. Maybe the interval by which they actually update these isn't on the interval that reflects the most accurate time listed on there. But to be off by this much, come on, what are we to think about this?
I can tell you what I think about it. Somebody at some little cast member looked inside the building and said, "Oh, geez, I don't think it's really 45 minutes, Eugene." And Eugene said, "Yeah, but you got to leave it up there because we're not supposed to mess with it, man." Somebody's got a system here. There's no way. I don't know. Maybe some bandit came by and switched the timestamp. I don't know. But listen, anybody who's been to Disneyland on a regular basis can look at a line and figure out how much time it's going to take. Now you're telling me that the cast member can't do that, and if the cast member can't do that, then either the cast member is fudging the numbers, or somebody somewhere has a system in place that prevents them from putting accurate calculations up. Because I mean, listen, unless a ride breaks down, it does not take very long for you to spend, to run a ride to figure out, okay, here's the 30-minute wait time, here's the 45-minute wait time. Like,
Right.
You'll know where that mark is. This is not rocket science. You know it. And in fact, on some rides, and they even have this, folks, here's your deep inside the Disney trivia. Typhoon Lagoon even has it posted on the attraction's queues. It'll say 20 minutes from this spot because they've got it timed. They know.
Right. And look, to be fair to the cast members, I have heard that cast members have a little bit of an indirect way of affecting those wait times, that they don't have full control over those signs, that apparently they have to go through a system that actually communicates with Florida and then back to that wait time right there. That's
what is this like? Is this like launching a SpaceX rocket? What's going on?
I was as surprised as you were, but they do hand out these kind of red tags to people who just get into the queue, and they say, okay, give this red tag to the next cast member that you actually see, and that posts that wait time, I believe, almost instantaneously. Now, the interval by trick.
Okay. Hang on.
Please.
Here's the problem. Okay. We love our cast members, okay? We love you guys. You're great. We are here for you, honestly, except for the bad ones, and you know who they are, okay? And if they get reported to HR, we're not going to cry about it, but you all know who the bad ones are. But we love our good and decent cast members, the 90%. Okay. I know all about the red tag. And the problem with the red tag is that if you give somebody a red tag and it's a 45-minute wait, ladies and gentlemen, somebody tell Pro, how long does it take for that time to update? 45 minutes or however long it is for the person to go through the line.
Right.
Now you're 45 minutes behind because you got a calculation from somebody who's been waiting all that time. You don't have a calculation from where the line starts now. So it always will inflate the time, at least from the time that the ride was at a peak. That will hold it for longer. And you all know this. If you're a cast member, you know this, the way it works. Here's the deal. You don't need a red tag. I'm trying not to say, not even naughty words. Pro doesn't do that, but semi-naughties. I'm trying to say flipping and freaking and all that. You don't need a red tag. Just, you know how long it is from each point in the line. If you've worked the attraction any amount of time, you know. You could go put a little marker on it and say, from this point, it's going to be 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. Now, is it possible that a big rush of lightning lane people come in and slows it down? Sure. Is it possible that the ride breaks down? Sure. Is it possible that on Kilimanjaro safaris, a rhino walks in front of you and takes a big deuce and suddenly we're all going to sit here till it gets cleaned up? Sure. Anything can happen. The Walt animatronic can get an oil spill and shut down. I get it. But 99% of the time, if you've spent any time on an attraction, you can look at the line and say, got to be about 20, going to be about 30. You know. And somebody somewhere could just click a button and update the time, and that would fix all of this. The red ticker thing, the red tag, that is one of the, it is so poorly conceived that it makes me believe that it was done on purpose.
And look, I don't mean to call out any cast members or call out people who want to obviously provide the most accurate times possible, but we have seen charts that have graphed out weights like Rise of Resistance at Disneyland, for example, and how there is a hard stop in those graphs at 45 minutes. One that is that is impossible unless you have a minimum threshold by which you want to reflect that line at, so that when people are actually trying to make their lightning lane purchases and decisions, they say, oh, 45 minutes, I can bypass that with a single pass lightning lane. Let's go ahead and opt into that. This is why. Well, go ahead.
Well, try this out for size. So anybody out there who's criticizing me, because somebody is, and some cast members say, Pro, we do the best we can. And I agree. Not mad at you. This is not a cast member problem, but just think about this. Why does no other business on the planet do it that way? Okay? Hang with me for, give me 30 seconds. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. You go to Cracker Barrel. I know, not many people do anymore, but you do. You give them a second chance, and God bless you for it. The server needs you. But you go to Cracker Barrel, and you walk up to the table and you say, I'd like a table for two. And the little Cracker Barrel person looks at you with all the glee and happiness and the joy that you expect out of Cracker Barrel personnel. and she says, sir or ma'am, because they still do that at Cracker Barrel, not at Disney, but they still do that at Cracker Barrel. Now, give them time. Their CEO will change it. But she says, sir or ma'am, I'm looking at my table here, and it's, my little chart. It's going to be about 20 minutes. They don't, at the hostess station, they don't say, I can't tell you how long it's going to be, but here's a red ticker. And when you bring this back, I'm going to measure it. And then I'm going to post that on a clock behind me. And I'm going to suppose that the line that you waited for 30 minutes ago will be applied to people who come here in 30 minutes. That's the wait time. Do you know how asinine that is? No other business would do it that way. Why? Because you are measuring the past, not the present. The lunch rush is not indicative of what the wait time is for 2 p.m.
Right. And that's a lag metric, which is, they're useful in some ways for historical data, but they're not useful in the present. The other thing I wonder is, why don't they just put a small Wi-Fi receiver of some kind at the front to track when your phone, which is on the Disney app, goes from the entrance to the ride itself. Here you go again,
wanting to put chips on people. We've been over this 57 times, Jonas. You can't do that.
That's what that dumb app is anyways. My Disney Experience is a tracker. They are tracking your movements throughout the park. That's why they want you on their Wi-Fi. I'm like, guys, leave me alone. Just let me walk through this park. I don't want to look at this. I don't want to look at your phone. I don't want to look at the angry people looking at me while I'm looking at my phone. Let me through.
They see you when you're sweating. They know when you got a Dole Whip.
I don't want to download my files from the cloud. I want to read my files on my computer, which I bought. Anyway.
What happens if you go to Disney these days and you say, excuse me, I don't have a smartphone. I'm like, I want to send, what would be a fun time?
They ask you if anyone in your party has a smartphone. I'm willing to bet.
Jonas, here's what, Vash, can we do a prank? Because Disney, they really screwed us up, okay? Folks don't know this. Ladies and gentlemen, it was not so long ago that we had this plan that if the Gina Carano lawsuit went to court, we were going to buy a billboard that said beep, bop, booped. And I don't get to have that kind of fun, and I really want some fun. Guys, can I send like 15 buses of Amish people to a Disney park and let Disney deal with that for a day? Would you support me in that?
I think that'd be great. Maybe we can set up a special event where they prepare some cinnamon bread in one of the ovens there at the park. It'll be the best cinnamon bread you've ever tasted. By the way, just like the Amish make it, you're going to need a Ziploc bag for the starter.
The Amish take Starbucks.
And I have been told that fifth key is inclusivity. Guys, what about the the technologically incapable? Inclusivity, guys. That's what I hear. But you look at the app, and it has in there, in the TOS, it says, don't base your purchasing on the wait times listed. Like it says that right in there, and that's probably to save them from these wait times being inaccurate. I get that.
That's their way, Vash. That's their way to say, pay us $400, and then we're not going to tell you if you saved a single minute for it.
Exactly.
That's it exactly. And I have to presume with that being in the TOS right there, with the the incentive to drive up wait times in order to induce sales being there, present that it is, I have to assume at least some of that happens in some form or fashion. I can't. Go ahead.
I'll tell you a little thing. So if you go to a lot of these grocery stores nowadays, and you've got your little grocery store card, that they give out. Mm-hmm. You'll get savings, right? So if you go to Publix, you can get a Publix card. You go to Food City, you can get a Food City card. You go to wherever, right? Mm-hmm. Wherever you might go, they got these cards. Disney could do this thing, because what these grocery stores will do is you go to the grocery store, maybe it's H-E-B, we'll take, whichever one. Mm-hmm. And you go to the register and you do it, and it says you saved $5.37. Because you bought the Vienna sausages, of course, they were on sale. And if you had your card, you could get like a pack of 500 for nothing. But it says you save $5.37. Mm-hmm. Disney, when you did these lines, if you had the Lightning Lane or the Lightning Lane Premier, or hey, that's not a fast pass anymore, whatever it is you have, when you get off the ride, it could say in your little app, you saved 12 minutes of time. Mm-hmm. You could even have a little happy Mickey, right? Oh boy, you just saved 12 minutes. Congratulations, money well spent, or whatever.
Mhm.
Hey, Disney, let's do it. Show the people what they got.
I think that's a fine idea, and I think that would be something that at least when people actually purchase these lightning lanes or purchase single pass lightning lanes or whatever, they can say, you know what, that was money well spent. It's an interesting.
The problem is,
bottom of your, like at the bottom of your Walmart receipt. Here, Mark, here's how much you saved. Oh,
right.
And the problem is, you'd look and say, well, your wait time says it's 3 hours and people are walking on. There's no line there. And then somebody'd say, yeah, well, we ran that red ticker 5 hours ago. So sorry, that's the best we got. You know, big tech company.
It would be better than this. Anyway, I love that, bro. Let's go ahead and implement that right now. And I like the Amish idea. Let's go ahead and
I'm telling you, from every single parking lot space filled with a horse and buggy. I cannot wait. And the smells will be glorious.
It'd be absolutely fantastic. Well, we want to hear from you down there in the comment section down below what you think about all of this. Are we off base? Or is there something here? I understand my cast member friends might be a little bit upset with this video, and I do apologize, but we have to bring this information and news to you. Yes, and we love them dearly. So please let us know in the comment section down below. Make sure you like this video if you haven't liked this video just yet. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to That Park Place. Share this video if you really do like us, and make sure you follow That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.